Oh my goodness, Storm Chaser at Kentucky Kingdom is one of the most aggressive roller coasters in the world. This ride is built by Rocky Mountain Construction, and it certainly shows. This ride gives such crazy airtime, and it might even cause you to need to take a break from riding. Let's get into an in-depth experience of what you can expect with the ride. When you enter the queue line, you notice a few switchbacks, but you will most likely be able to just walk right into the station because there is rarely a long line for Storm Chaser. There's two reasons that this does not get a super long line. Number one, it's towards the back of the park. Number two, this ride can be a little bit too much for the average person to handle. Once you enter the station, you'll notice that there are 12 rows. Half of the rows don't line up with their actual seat, so it results in a lot of confusion when loading the ride. Make sure to look down at the arrows on the ground, which will guide you to your correct seat in order to limit your confusion. Anyways, make sure to be careful if you're boarding the last row, as there are no guardrails in front of the train. And because the train does not line up with the seats, someone could easily step out onto the track and fall through. Yikes. It hasn't happened yet, but it could happen. Kentucky Kingdom should definitely do something about this. Also, the reason the gates don't line up with their seats is because the ride before Storm Chaser used the same station and 6-car setup, so they used the same air gates and didn't modify them for smaller trains. Anyways, the ride station does have storage bins where you can store your loose articles, so you don't need to put your items in a locker. Once you board, you can buckle your seatbelt, but you cannot pull down your own lap bar. Also, my favorite row is the second row, as it is the most aggressive experience on the ride. Back to the restraints. A ride operator must pull down your lap bar for you. They generally pull it down to your lap, but if you ask for a bit of room, they'll make sure to give you at least a good 2 or 3 inches above your legs, giving you some insane airtime. So definitely make sure to ask for extra room if you want airtime. Something that's funny, in the station, they have to talk using a literal microphone with really loud speakers to speak to the whole train, as they don't have a microphone system built into the station. It's better than what they used to do, which involved one of the ride operators having to shout into a megaphone, which I found hilarious. Once you dispatch out of the station, you're going to go past the transfer track before descending and turning 180 degrees to the right. If you've ridden Twisted Timbers at King's Dominion, it's sort of like that, except the descent is before the turn, not during it. So you get some crazy laterals during this moment. Start up the 100-foot tall lift hill, which is obnoxiously loud, as all our vehicles are, and then you're going to crest the lift hill into a little creek. This will give you a slight bit of airtime in the back row. Turn 180 degrees to the left and go into the first barrel roll down drop in the United States of America. This is one crazy element. In the front car, you will be hanging for a good couple of seconds, while in the back car, you will get whipped through this inversion. It is fantastic. Valley out and go into an insane camelback. In the front car, you will get slammed into the lap bar, and in the back, it won't be as strong, but it will be very sustained. The front car is also pretty sustained, but not as sustained as the back. You're out of your seat for a good 2 or 3 seconds, it feels like. One thing with this ride, the front row offers slightly stronger airtime, but the back row will give you slightly more sustained airtime. Anyways, go into an overbanked curve, which somehow gives you a good airtime pop in the front row. The back row won't feel much though, except for some amazing head choppers. Pull out of the overbank and into an off-axis airtime hill, which will be insane no matter which row you're in. This is probably my favorite element of the ride, though the first airtime hill is amazing as well. This whole ride is crazy, but this moment stands out as the strongest. If you have muscular thighs, this element will probably lose bruises if you ride this too much. Also, this is the only roller coaster that I've ever heard anybody say that it will give you bruises. Anyways, you get the point. This element is crazy. Valley out with a 180 degree turn to the left and fly into another crazy airtime moment. This hill isn't as crazy as the previous one, but it will still send you flying. Fly into another overbank curve, which I think it's just there to give you a break from the insanity, as so far this is one crazy ride. It also gives you a breather for what's about to come. So if you're a little bit dehydrated, you might gray out on this element. Ride over an intense airtime hill, smaller than the first Camelback, but it is definitely still amazing. The same logic still applies here. The front car gets stronger airtime, and the back row gets more sustained airtime, but they are both amazing. Right after this, you go through a graceful yet whippy 0G roll, which, if your lap bar is not stapling you, you will get some great hang time. Anyways, fly into two crazy airtime moments, which both bank you in opposite directions, and it is insane. With newer RMCs, this element hasn't been as insane, such with Twisted Timbers, so I think they've noticed that maybe this element was a little too much for people to handle. It's definitely not too much for me to handle because it's really fun. Anyways, the next element isn't as insane, but it still delivers two fantastic pots of airtime. It's what's known as the Trick Track Double Up of the ride. Anyways, go through a 270-degree helix, and at the end of the helix, experience an insane head chopper, especially if you're sitting in the left seat. Go up into one last little airtime pop, aggressive turn to the left, and hit the brake run with a good amount of speed. This roller coaster has a phenomenal layout. It is a little bit short, but everything that it does deliver, it does extremely well. Because this roller coaster almost never gets a line, I like to ride it over and over again whenever I go to the park. This ride is also pretty smooth, but also extremely loud. It is shocking how loud this roller coaster is, as most RMCs, other than the Lift Hill, are pretty quiet. Also, this coaster gave me such powerful airtime that when I went to ride Steel Vengeance at Cedar Point, I expected the same level of airtime and was disappointed. That just shows you how ridiculous Storm Chaser airtime is. I could talk about this ride all day, but you probably have other things to get to, so I'm going to end this video here. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to Stormy Coasters, like this video if you enjoyed. If you didn't enjoy it, comment below what I can improve on. If you did enjoy it, comment below your opinion about Storm Chaser if you've ridden it, or if you want to ride it, and have an amazing rest of your day.